Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more of this content. And make sure you watch this entire video, because at some point we will be interviewing an Annunaki tribal leader who has a very important message for Inferi and the Artisan era. What's up, guys? Welcome to another album discussion. I don't really do album reviews, and I don't really do reaction videos because I'm not really set up for it as a streamer, and I don't have time to do video editing, so I just do things like this. We're talking about the new record from Inferi called Vile Genesis. Came out today on the Artisan Era, which is the label run by Inferi guitarists Malcolm and Mike. Killer label, killer band. They are a technical blackened melodic death metal band out of Nashville, Tennessee, and they have a lot of masterpieces under their belt already. I recently did an interview with Malcolm for Wretched Sound magazine, a physical copy, which will be available on Amazon hopefully October 1st. We do one printed mag a month, so we're really excited that Malcolm agreed to join us for an interview, and we got into talking about the concept behind Vile Genesis. So before I get into that, I just want to talk about the album a little bit. So, driving 3-4 time signatures, it's a waltz. Like, the majority of the album is one really long, technical, heavy metal waltz, and I really like that vibe, especially when you're dealing with, like, your more blackened guitar riffs. Insane blackened harmonized tremolo riffs. They're all over the place, so if you're into that epic tremolo guitar kind of vibe with like the dark harmonies and just the more blackened sounding note progressions, definitely check that out. From Mike and Malcolm, just sick runs, sick, long, intricate runs on the guitar, big sweeps, and lots of cool harmonized solos. I think this is the most ambitious bass and drum work yet that we've heard in the band's discography, coming from bassist Andrew Kim and drummer Spencer Moore. The fills are nasty, just insanely fast blast beats all over the place. The double bass, the intricate cymbal work, and again, the fill transitions are incredibly intricate and unique, and it's just the fiercest and most it's the most consistently fierce and intricate drum performance I've heard from Spencer yet come out of this band. And when reading up on this album, I saw that it was recorded, mixed, mastered, produced all by Dave Otero at Flatline Audio in Colorado, and that's the same guy who's done the last two Archspire records. So if you've looked up anything on him, or if you appreciate his work, then you're going to know that Dave's not really a studio magic kind of guy. He finds ways to make bands sound the best that they possibly can, and he pushes bands to come up with new ideas and things to make them come across as being unique as possible, and just trying to stand out within their genres. But he's not really a studio magic kind of guy. So when I say that the drums are crazy and huge sounding on this record, that's what you're going to get live. And again, same thing with the rest of the band. You know, what you hear on the records is, and I've seen Inferi live twice, so what you get on the albums is what you get live. Very little backing track magic happening live. Very, very little studio magic to be heard. The bass has a lot of standout moments on Vile Genesis, casting shades of Beyond Creation and Obscura to me. Great melodies that steer away from the guitar, and super audible. I mean, people love to make fun of bass players in metal because they're either buried in the mix, even if they're playing the most intricate shit out there, or they're just following the root notes of the guitar, and you wouldn't notice if, you know, it were muted in the final audio mix. So amazing performance from Andrew Kim, and Steve on the mic. I can't say enough about how far Steve's vocals have come. Incredible vocal range. His highs, mids, and gutturals are all the fiercest they've ever sounded without sounding overproduced. And again, no studio magic here. I've seen this band live twice, and between Stevie's main vocals and Malcolm's backup vocals, it all kind of seals the deal, and it's just this incredible wall of sound, and certainly worthy of attention. Like if you're a fan of the Black Dahlia Murder and you've never heard Inferi, like you're gonna love these fucking vocals. Um, yeah, and Malcolm's backup vocals seal the deal. He has very powerful gutturals, and he does. Malcolm does some pretty cool vocal patterns too, even when he's playing really intricate guitar riffs and licks and such. He's pretty decent at multitasking, to say the least. So this is just an incredibly fun, creative, black and technical melodic death metal album. It's another masterpiece for Inferi to throw on their pile of masterpieces. And like I said, I recently did an interview with Malcolm for Wretched Sound magazine. We put out one printed magazine a month on Amazon.com, and I also distribute these to record shops throughout upstate New York. So Malcolm decided to join us for our forthcoming October issue. Hopefully that'll be live October 1st. And here's what Malcolm had to say about Vile Genesis when I asked him about the concept of the record. So Vile Genesis is a conceptual continuation of our 2014 album, The Path of Apotheosis, which was about an ancient alien race called the Annunaki creating mankind as a slave race, going to war with each other, and leaving the remaining humans on the planet to fend for themselves. So, already huge Ancient Aliens vibes. And if you saw that meme that Inferi posted the other day, that was Malcolm mocking the one Ancient Aliens guy who always goes like this, and it says aliens, and, this time it's riffs, and this album is fucking stockpiled with some of the best riffs and mosh parts even I've ever heard come from this band. I mean, and when I don't mean to hint at your generic hardcore breakdowns when I say mosh parts. I mean just really, really chunky, fast, gallopy progressions, and the drums break down and the double bass is flying, and they'll go into like an epic keyboard part over the top. Malcolm handles a lot of the orchestration, or possibly all of it. So when they go into one of those mosh parts, it's an epic cacophony of just big distorted madness and quick intricate picking and a lot of fast moving chord shapes, and yeah, those epic keyboard chord progressions that just carry the whole song and really or tie the song together, I should say, because they do get away. They do play a lot of fast, intricate riffs for the majority of the album, and there is a lot of insane soloing, but they do occasionally break away for these just heavy head-banging parts, where less is more. So getting back to the quotes, now he talks about Vile Genesis, and he said, Vile Genesis is about mankind creating AI that unlocks a gateway for our creators to return to us, and that doesn't end well. It's a full circle. It's kind of a full circle thing. So, pretty cool. I love concept albums. I love listening to them. I love learning about them. I've performed on a few as a vocalist, a guitar player, and a drummer. It's such a cool thing to see a band, throw out a concept record back in 2014, and now 7 years later, they're continuing the story. So that was a really cool thing to learn about. Did you make it this far? Good. Because an Anunnaki tribal leader has a very important message for Inferi and the Artisan era. He wants Inferi to stop making albums. Now.
Malcolm and the Artisan era have been trying to undermine our inevitable invasion of your world since the beginning of the record label. Malcolm, Mike, and those three other clowns in Inferi claim to be all about heavy metal, and riffs, and shred, and sweeps, and making sweet vinyl variants available for pre-order. but it's all an elaborate cover. The Artisan Era is an army of woke metal musicians trying to subliminally warn the scientists of the world about their imminent doom through the power of extreme metal. For decades, my people have been telepathically nurturing the scientific communities of Earth to get them to generate a portal powerful enough to grant us instant access to your planet. But as long as the Artisan Era continues to put out albums meant to thwart our advance, we will never be able to return and enslave you all as it is meant to be. Mankind is our property, and we will continue to treat your species as such.